YouTube, what is going on? Theo Bean here, and today we are going to be taking a look at this brand new video that dropped from Nintendo. We are talking Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime was one of my favorite games for the GameCube when it came out. Long-awaited release for this game. So we got some new details. We're going to be taking a look at it and talking about it. Let's get started.
Explore a mysterious planet in this first-person adventure. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
So Switch 2 footage, of course.
When the Galactic Federation UTO Research Center is attacked by arch-rival Silex,
Arch-rival?
Samus Aran answers their distress call and becomes entangled in an unexpected disaster. She awakens on an unknown planet called Vuros. Now, she must fight to survive the planet and find a way home.
So new world, of course, no surprise. Alright, here we go. Now we're going to get into the details. That's just a basic synopsis of the story.
Samus, you will explore lush jungles full of plant life. A factory roaring with thunderous storms. A research lab frozen in ice. And a facility nestled in a volcano.
This gives total Metroid Prime 1 vibes, just the different locations here. As we can see here, we do have the different power beams. It looks like we have our power beam, which is the default, it looks like. Missiles here. Actually, we have two different types of ammunition, so this is different. This actually looks like the missile icon. This looks like, I'm not sure what this is. As well as we have our different guns that we can access. Looks like we're gonna have 4 as well, so very similar to what Metroid Prime was. I do like the fact that the map is here on the HUD, as well as we do have our mini map too. Power bars, HUD's pretty much familiar with what it's been with the Metroid Prime series, so that is nice to see.
Contain remnants of a civilization long extinct.
All right, hold on, let's do this. So this is our missiles right here. It goes down after we shoot it. That is cool.
Extinct.
So missiles might be their own ammo type. I'm not sure if the other beams are going to have their own ammo. Power beam is probably just going to be its default.
The maps are maze-like and intricately detailed. And ferocious beasts will stand in your way. The key to exploration is the scan visor, which you'll use to...
Yeah, we're familiar with scanning. Do you do a lot of scanning?
Gather information
Standard
from the environment. Why did this planet's civilization crumble? And what have they left behind? Could there be a clue to your escape?
So far, nothing really new. This is all pretty standard stuff.
Scan various objects to collect and analyze information to find a way forward.
So this suit looks different from literally what we just saw. Yeah, so this is a different suit. I don't know how far this is into the game. This is clearly the ice caverns or the frozen lab that they showed. This is different compared to the power suit. And then here, this is Samus's default. This is the power suit, right?
Your core abilities include Samus's power beam.
So power beam is here again. The missiles are selected, so this is probably a default or some we'll get early on. This fire thing is still probably not going to be shown at all,
which can shoot rapid fire or charged,
just like it's been.
Accurate target tracking missiles.
Yep, still the same.
To jump.
Yep.
The form altering morph ball.
So here we have our morph power bombs, it looks like, as well. That is still the same.
And dash it while locked on a target.
Classic Metroid Prime functions are
During
back,
your
okay?
adventure, you will also receive mysterious powers passed down on Vuros. Psychic abilities.
So this is going to be probably the biggest change of the game.
Direct the control beam's trajectory with the power of your mind.
It looks kind of OP.
Use the psychic glove.
Like the fact that going through this, when you just control it, you freeze time, and then they get like CC'd.
And use
Or I guess they're just dead. So maybe they don't get CC'd, they're just fly off because they're dead.
the psychic glove to manipulate energy and activate machinery.
So for puzzles too, right?
Using these abilities, you can access new areas.
Psychic grapple hook?
Greatly expanding the explorable world.
This is pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Like just the power, the psychic abilities. Whether, okay, this is the biggest thing from what we've seen in the past. This is actually what I really wanted to know about.
Various zones are connected by a central desert called Soul Valley.
Okay, so you have the different regions here. Here's the forest, right? Frozen. This giant spire. This is probably where we're gonna wake up at the start. It looked like it, at least, when we get introduced to our psychic powers and what we have to do in order to stop this arch nemesis guy.
By obtaining Viola, a machine left behind by an ancient civilization, you can freely traverse the roadless desert as you head for each zone. Certain actions can be taken while riding Viola. These include countering attacks from approaching enemies and smashing crystals at high speed to convert them into the energy you'll need on your adventure.
What energy is that? I don't know if they're just being vague on purpose for the sake of spoilers until the game comes out. I guess we'll find out.
If Samus is in a location where she can ride Viola, it can be summoned instantly.
So this is actually pretty cool here. There's a speed limit, so this might be in certain areas that we can just explore outside of the desert. We can still have access to this to get around faster.
By dismounting, you'll return to a first-person perspective to continue exploring.
Yep. Okay, so my concern with the desert and the exploration factors is just it looks very empty. Open world thing is cool. It's new to Metroid. I think any Metroid in general, we've never had something like this. But the fact that a lot of it just looks like it's just barren desert, I'm curious to see how actually big it is or how long it would take us to get from one side to the other. Hopefully there's stuff to do there rather than just drop them at a point, scan something, and then move on with your day. Time will tell. We'll see.
Like Samus, some Galactic Federation troopers were also transported to Vuros.
Data received.
Follow distress signals to help the troopers and occasionally battle alongside them. They can even provide useful upgrades. Teamwork is key if any of you hope to escape the planet alive.
So this is really different. Oh, there's a health bar here as well. So these guys we can actually I wonder what happens if they die. This is surprising. So we are going to be helping these people. And it sounds like there's some voice work, which is actually Nintendo games really don't have voice work, like, period. Normally it's sound effects and noises, even like the previous Metroid Prime games, but even the newer titles. Donkey Kong Bonanza probably has the most to date. Which isn't saying much. And it's really just Pauline and Donkey Kong making noises. So here we go. So we have Duke and Armstrong. They have different ranks as well. So these are military rankings. This is probably not a private, but I'm not sure. Not a sergeant either, but something in between. Not sure what this is going to be for Duke, but this is surprising as well. Actually, let's go back. This animation was clean. The way they both like reacted to that was like crispy. And actually, hold on, we have these other weapons here as well. So this looks like it's a different ammunition. I wonder if this is for these different beams. If this recharges over time, so you can't just spam one beam forever. Because as you can see, like, this is electric, we fire it off and it charges that.
Well, if it's the only way off this rock.
Okay, more voice acting.
All right, I'm in.
What do you say? Teammates?
It appears you require assistance.
I had no interest in anyone but my family. Now it's a little different.
When we get home, I hope we can keep the band together.
I can't wait to see my family. When I get back home, I'll be taking a much-needed leave.
A new fate.
Okay, there was a lot that happened there. One, that's a lot of voice acting. This is the most humans we've ever had in a Metroid game as well. So let's kind of go through this one by one.
Well, if it's the only way off this rock. All right, I'm in.
What do you say? Teammates?
So it looks like a longer journey. We're going to meet these guys after the incident at the beginning, where it looks like that guy comes in. He shoots that thing, there's an explosion, we get psychic powers, we wake up on the planet. At least from the intro video, that's kind of looks like what happens. And along our journey on this planet, it looks like we're going to be meeting these different, I don't want to call them Marines, they look like Marines. This totally gives Halo vibes, by the way. Samus totally comes across as like a Master Chief, and we run into these different Marines, and we're going to try to help save them and stuff like that. For whatever reason, I totally get that vibe from this, which is not what I would expect at all, but still it's cool.
You require assistance.
I had no interest in anyone but my family.
So that's a pretty cool gun.
Now it's a little different.
I can't tell what's firing off these missiles. We have the robot. I don't think any of those are Samus. Looks too small.
When we get home, I hope we can keep the band together.
I can't wait to see my family.
So the fact that she says when we get home, I hope we can keep the band together almost sounds like they know Samus, or there's some previous history there. So as we play through the game, there might be a little bit more to it. Like Samus is, this group is like kind of like a military type thing. Or some side of mercenaries, who knows? But it sounds like they know each other. There's some sort of familiarity there, possibly.
When I get back home, I'll be taking a much-needed leave.
So there's psychic powers, giant fish thing, just like from Breath of the Wild. I forget what they're called. I don't remember. But actually seeing the map here is pretty interesting. One, there's a lot of green, which usually means friendly, and obviously based off where this camera is angled, big red diamond here is going to be this thing. That looks like a controller with some things underneath. This looks like possibly the tower that's in the middle. That looks like some sort of entryway, something possibly. And then our speed, of course, is gauged, right?
A new fate and an unknown destiny await on planet Vuros.
Boss fights. Feneros, this thing actually looks really cool.
Samus and her allies fight to survive
I think this thing, the Zelios, is what we saw.
on planet Vuros. Samus
There was a Nintendo Direct where they first talked some details of this game, and I believe they did show this fight. It had some mechanics to it, which is pretty cool. And there's an indicator on the map here. I'm assuming this means danger to whatever this is. This is probably the first like real boss fight in the game.
and her allies fight to survive is about to begin. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Available December 4th, only on the Nintendo Switch 2. And
So we see these guys. I believe in the Direct they also talked about them. They kind of bestow psychic powers and help they want Samus to help them.
Switch systems. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. The footage shown was from the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game.
Yep, of course.
You
Okay,
can use
more.
mouse controls for intuitive.
We got more of the electric beam here, which is literally. So actually, let's go back here as this is happening. So this is going down. This is now 110, which means that the is some sort of ammo upgrades for this as well. Our looks like our missiles are still there despite it not being selected. It's grayed out. I don't know if just because we switched back or how that will work. Enemy indications look like they are just red diamonds as a default. That's what they'll look like. Bosses are probably that X symbol that we saw.
You can use mouse controls for intuitive gameplay on Switch.
I will say I really do like the enemy design. They look really cool. It's kind of nice to get a change from Space Pirates and the stuff we fought in the past. These things look really sick from all the enemies I see. I do like the design.
Switch 2.
Wait, then should switch to the power beam. So maybe that changes the missile based off what we have selected? Possibly. That's interesting, because then it went back to the default power beam. So maybe we can fire two different types of ammunition, whatever we have selected.
Simply adjust how you hold the Joy-Con 2 controllers to seamlessly swap between standard and mouse controls as you play.
Yeah, we know about
Plus,
these features.
You can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy.
Okay, 60 FPS at 4K is good. I'm curious to see. We will play around with this when it comes out. What performance is like compared to quality, and I know when people release reviews, they'll be talking about this as well. Because of course, people really want to know what the Switch hardware 2 can do. A lot of the Switch 2 titles seem to be doing pretty good, a lot better compared to the Switch, so curious to see how this looks comparatively.
In full HD at 120 frames per second. Choose from these two modes, both of which support HDR, based on your preference and play style. The
Slingshot?
Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game can be played on Switch 2.
Yes, that
Please
was...
be sure to purchase the game edition that matches your system.
I love how we have to clarify this if this wasn't kind of obvious to begin with.
Plus, Nintendo Switch 2 players who have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond on Nintendo Switch can upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing the upgrade pack.
It's $10, I believe. I did see it on the
Three new
Nintendo
Metroid
Switch
Prime
store.
4 Beyond series amiibo figures will also be available.
I do want to point out that it is interesting that Silex is a very humanoid-like figure. I wonder if he is in fact human, or if he is some sort of alien or space pirate. We will see when the game comes out.
Tap these amiibo to unlock additional features in the game.
All right, that was that. So that was actually pretty cool. Overall, I think the game looks good. I'm curious to see what it looks like in game. I'm not gonna trust YouTube's frame rate to fully see how it looks polished, especially upon release. The game looks good graphics wise. I think it'll look better in person though compared to how it looks like on a YouTube video. It's going to be interesting to see how it looks in full detail and performance when the game comes out. We will be testing that, of course, playing between the two. Some titles it seems like quality is better. Some titles it seems like or performance and 4K kind of depends on what they kind of focus on for the dev. So I'm excited for this game. I think Metroid fans have been waiting for a long time. I hope that it does meet everybody's expectations. I know for a lot of people as well. Nobody really knew when this game was going to come out, and then it got announced a few months ago with the release date. It got shown, and then we got a release date shortly after that. So it is coming out this year. So I'm excited to see it. We will doing a playthrough and a review of course. Love Metroid Prime. So yeah, overall pretty good. I like it. I do have some concerns. I do think, as somebody who did play Metroid Prime when it did get re-released on the Switch and replayed it, it hasn't aged as well as when it first came out. Still a good game, but I'm curious to see if the problems that it had regarding the aiming system and locking on is polished and cleaned up here in a new modern style first-person shooter. So that is going to be it though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Are you excited for this title? I love Metroid. I love Metroid Prime. So that was actually my first Metroid game, was Metroid Prime. Actually, that's not true. Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy was. But that's going to be it, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace and deuces. See ya. Bye-bye.